Hello everyone and welcome to a new segment that we are doing here at Northern State, produced by Northern athletes themselves. Here we got an international student athlete that just transferred in to Northern State University. Tom, how are you doing today, man?
Doing very well. It's pretty cold outside, but slowly getting used to the weather over here, so it's good.
Yeah, speaking of it being cold outside, what's some of the differences between Australia and here? I mean, cold is, I'm sure, is a big one. What's the weather like in Australia right now?
So the months are flipped around. So when it's winter here, it's summer over in Australia. But where I grew up in West Australia, it's on average of 115 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. We flip it to Celsius, so for us it's like 47, 48 degrees Celsius. I guess that's the weather's not really much of the main difference. It's more like the food, all the sort of gun laws that happen over here, because it's sort of illegal back in Australia. But I guess the weather's a big one. I've been here for like 3 weeks now, and I'm still not used to the cold. I still wake up hating it, and not hating it, I guess. I love it. I got a dog that sort of loves it more than I do, which I don't understand, but it's just that whole adjustment of like, it's freezing. Like minus 17 degrees the other weekend is just ridiculous. That's stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty brutal. I mean, you just touched on it. You came here with Mila. So why don't you just introduce Mila to everyone?
That's Mila. Hey, you can come here. You're not in trouble now. Come on. This is Mila. I had Mila when she was in Kentucky, so she's, you got to face this way. Come here. There you go. She's my little ESA, actually, registered. So I got her when I first moved here. I think I had her for like 2 years now. She was a box dog. I call her a little box dog because someone put her in the box on the side of the road. So yeah, she's a good little girl. She's still young, still wants to play all the time and run around and play in the snow, don't you?
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen it personally firsthand. Mila loves the snow. How are you feeling about the snow?
Yeah, it's all right. I get used to it. I mean, we used to have a mountain back home in where I moved to in Melbourne, Australia, where you go snowboarding, skiing, all that. I love snowboarding, but that's for like one day, not for like 3 months straight. Like, I don't know if I can deal for the snow for this long, but it's just like that whole adjustment of like, I wasn't used to this. I used to, when I was playing WKU, you'd have ice baths. I don't have to have an ice bath. I can just walk home in the snow now. Like, it's the same sort of thing. So, but no, yeah, we're getting there. I'm adjusting to it. She loves it more than me. I can't really take that away from her.
What else were you doing at home before you came to the States?
Yeah, so I played professional sport. So my journey and pathway was a little bit different to most people. My family's really heavily involved in sports back home. My uncle played the sport. Both my cousins played the sport. They were pretty high draft picks. So I sort of just followed in their footsteps and had the chance to sort of pursue what I wanted to do back home. So I did that, but then outside of that, I had my own little reptile park as well. So I dealt with, I think I had like over 500 reptiles at one stage, with like highly venomous snakes, crocodiles, monitors, lizards. I had the top 20 most venomous snakes in the world sitting in my garage. But yeah, apart from that, I was just like, I just couldn't sit inside. I just had to be outside doing something, whether it was jumping on a crocodile or mucking around. I got a Rottweiler back home, mucking around there, or just something like that. But yeah, my main thing for me back home was my sport. I played it till I was 26, and then I retired, and then I got dragged into doing this, and I'm back playing sport again. So yeah, it was sort of a bit different journey for me.
And when you say sport, you're talking about football, right?
Australian rules football, it's called. So we call it AFL. So it's sort of a mixture of just everything put into one sport. We don't wear pads or helmets, which probably explains a bit. But yeah, we just run into each other and fight and tackle and hurt, and it's just chaos. Like, the Americans at the old school try to watch it with me, and they had no idea. It was just built on. They're like, this is chaotic, and I'm like, well, like, Australia is pretty chaotic itself, so it sort of makes sense.
Yeah. So you went from Australia. Then you said you played professional football out there, essentially. And so what caused you to get to the States? Like, what made you say, like, all right, I want to come to the United States to come play football? Yeah,
I always wanted to live in America. I thought America was cool. Not so much like the guns and the shootings and all that, but I just like the sports aspect of things. And then I was just sitting there. It was when COVID hit. I was sitting there one day, and Mum was like, you could be that guy. And we're watching, Dad goes to Raiders, I went for the Cowboys and watching them play. And I'm like, what, dude? There's 40 people on the field. Like, what, you talking about the water boy? Like, yeah, anyone could be a water boy. But no, it's like the dude kicking the ball. So I sort of looked into it, and there was a punting academy back home called Pro Kick Australia, and then I didn't really get a degree back home. I didn't do any university, so I did some courses, but I didn't finish it off. So I was like, well, I guess it's a leeway to get a free degree, I guess. Like, it's a full ride scholarship. I can do my studies I want to do. If I make it professionally, I make it professionally. If not, I still get my degree and I'll go back to jumping on crocodiles again. Like, it doesn't really bother me too much. So I think it was just sort of a leeway to go get a degree so I have a fallback plan if I don't play in the NFL or CFL or XFL or whatever they've invented nowadays with The Rock. But yeah, for me, it was just to get that degree. I've always had a thing for environmental science and reptiles with herpetology, so I want to do my environmental science and then branch out into herpetology once I've finished. And this was a leeway to do it. So, and then it turns out I was good at being a punter. So I was like, I didn't realise I was going to be good, and now I'm good. So it sort of was just 2 and 2, which was good.
Yeah. Speaking of good, you came from Australia to go to Western Kentucky. So what made you choose Western Kentucky first off?
So that was my first offer. I'm pretty loyal with that sort of stuff. Like, they showed the most interest. They offered me straight away. And the dude that was in before me, he plays in the CFL now, and he's the best punter in the CFL. He's probably ranked top 10 in the nation at the moment in the whole of America. So I thought it was a pretty big honour to go back him up. And they just offered, and they seemed like a really nice school, and they were amazing. I loved every second playing at WKU, and wish things didn't turn out the way it did, but it did, unfortunately. And I got my 2 years to play at Division 1 FBS level and play against some amazing schools like Auburn, Ohio State, all those sort of big schools. But the downfall is I lost the eligibility, and I'm playing another amazing facility. Like, I'm playing here, and I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity. So.
Yeah, and then if you want to touch on it, you don't have to. I don't know if you were allowed to or not, but
yeah, I can talk about it.
Yeah,
I already had a podcast on it. It's not. It's all over ESPN. Can't really hide it.
We got a national star here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. So, kind of what happened with that? Like, why aren't you allowed to play? Do you want to?
So it was a funny. It's not really funny. I shouldn't say it's funny. Actually, I'll probably start crying. But no, it was a tough one. I did university back home when I was 18. And I withdrew from the course. So I did a semester, and then I withdrew and then went back and did a semester, but then withdrew again because I couldn't do it because of my sport. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was part-time. I didn't do the credits, didn't do the hours. And then I don't know what to call him, I'll keep it PG rated, some dude in the ESPN system that just has no life just tracked me down after 2 years and found an article and brought it up, and then contacted WKU and was like, he went to university. So then NCAA got involved, and we sat on it. So I missed out on the last 5 games. So we sort of sat on it for 5 weeks until we knew what was going on. I entered the transfer portal, obviously, and it that's when it sort of sucked a bit. So I had like 5 or 6 big Power 5 schools sort of reach out and message me, wanted me to go there, and I sort of couldn't say anything. I'm like, I'm stuck in a situation where I don't know what to do. And then eventually we found out that I lost my eligibility. So, but the benefit of that was I could still play. I couldn't play at D1, so now I have to go to D2. And it's kind of funny because no D2 school reached out to me because they're like, we're not getting this guy. We're not going to invest into him. The accolades he's done. Like, just leave him. It's not worth it. So I had to reach out to them, and I reached out to Coach Schmidt and Coach Jake, and I was like, I got to play D2. There's a situation, and within like 30 seconds, I had a phone call going, what can we do? Where can we get you? And then here I am sitting in the freezing cold. So
yeah, you're sitting here in the freezing cold.
Freezing cold.
Yeah, so you came here to Northern to play. I mean, what do you think? What was your first let's say experience when you came here? You drove how long with Mila, right?
So yeah, I was in Florida at the time. I was with my long snapper and my roommate back at WKU, Rex, and I just didn't want to deal with anyone at the time. I sort of just wanted some time to myself. So we were getting drunk every night with his dad and having a great time with his family, and they loved it, and went fishing every day, played golf every day. I just didn't want to deal with the world. I just wanted to be in my own environment. I just sort of lost everything, got everything taken away from me, and so we were sitting there, and I was like, I better I better drive back. So I drove 10 hours from Florida to Kentucky. I was in Kentucky for a day, packed up our stuff, packed up a rental car, and then drove 16 hours to get to South Dakota with, I think I had 1 day spare. So I made it. But it was a long 16 hours. Like, she had to go to the bathroom every 20 minutes, and then I nearly killed a couple of things on the road by accident. But saw a few deer. I'd never seen deer in my life, and I saw some deer, so that was awesome. A little armadillo, I think it was too. I was having a great time driving. But
That's awesome.
yeah, no, it was a long drive, and we got here eventually, and then driving in the snow. I'd never driven in the snow. I'm driving down the street and the car's sideways, and I'm like, oh no. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good to get here.
You got your degree in environmental science. What are you doing with that?
I'll probably just go back to open up a reptile park over here again. I don't know, like, it's not about the money or anything like that. It's just more enjoyment for me.
Right.
Like I used to go to kids' schools and like teach them awareness on snakes, and you'd have, not actually get them to hold it because I'd end up dying, but that'd be a lawsuit. But like have them in glass enclosures where they can actually see what it is up close. So when they do see a snake like that in the wild that's ranked #1 in the world, don't go near it.
Yep.
And then obviously you got your turtles and lizards and all that where they can hold them and play with them. But I get more enjoyment out of just teaching people the awareness and that sort of stuff. Like everyone just thinks it's doom and gloom when you see a snake, and they're actually not that bad as what people think they are. So if NFL doesn't work out, then yeah, I'll go back to just working with reptiles again. Open up my own sort of Australian theme park over here. I guess that'd be a cool thing. Like Americans go, oh, Australian, let's do it. So, but yeah, I guess I always have outlets. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I love it. It's a thrill. Like I've been bitten by a few snakes a few times, and you drive yourself to the hospital and, oh, what happened? Oh, I got bitten by a tiger snake. Or, what are you doing? I'm like, I drove myself here. I didn't want to die. But yeah, it's just more like enjoyment for me. So
this past weekend, I Hate Winter. What was some of your favorite memories from this weekend? I mean, me and you were together on the baseline, and everybody's like, "You're from Australia." So kind of just what's your favorite thing? Not necessarily I Hate Winter, but just about Aberdeen in general.
I Hate Winter was actually pretty good fun. Yeah, we had a fair bit to drink that day. Lucky I'm of age. Lucky I'm an old man. But I just enjoy I don't think many people in Aberdeen sort of see Australians that often by the sounds of it. We were out Saturday night at the zoo, I think it's called, or wherever it is, and the basketball girls were sitting there and we like your accent, and I never spoke to these girls in my life. I wouldn't have a clue who they are, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, it's normal for me. But I just think everyone's pretty nice here. Everyone wants to talk to you, everyone wants to get to know you. The football dudes have been awesome. I mean, they sort of embraced me coming in out of nowhere. I don't think they expected to get an Australian punter to come here. So I think just the whole environment, it's just like a little country town, which is ideal for me. I don't really need 200 million people staring at me. I'm happy with just 10 people on the sideline. That's it. So, but no, it's just it's just a tight knit community, and just seems like everyone sort of reaches out to care about you. And Coach Smith's been awesome. He sort of met me on day one, and he's like, I'm a hugger, and gives me a hug, and I'm like, all right, I'm down with that. Let's do it. So, but no, it seems like a pretty cool community.
Yeah, and it's a great community, and you haven't even seen the best of it yet. Fall at Dakota Bank Stadium is amazing. It's one of the best atmospheres, and there'll be more than 10 people on the sideline. So what are some of your favorite things looking forward here at Northern to experience?
Playing, I guess. I missed out on the last 5 games of the year. I sort of still got that burn in my heart where I felt like I let the team down a bit. And it was you sort of sit there and think, did you cost the team? Could you have played in the championship if you didn't do this, you didn't do that? So I still got that anger, I guess is a good way to put it, where I just want to play. I want to do it. I think playing in front of you guys and just from what I've seen is just going to be awesome. But I guess just more embracing the town as well. Helping out the community, helping out the alum with whatever they need. Obviously an Australian's a good promotion for the team, so any way they can use me, we can use it. So I guess just, sort of embracing the community a bit more, and then just playing in front of the stadium and the fans and just getting around it all. Oh, you're making me name all these things, all right.
Yeah, so...
Action.
So we got Just some things that we know things as we know you might say differently or even
got
have
you.
a complete different word for. So what is that?
That's a trolley.
So, okay, let's go to the next one.
Aluminium. I mean, hang on. It says it there. Aluminum. No, aluminium. ALUMINUM. Aluminium. Yeah.
No,
Dummies. Americans. Barbie.
So I know we were talking about this. People have the stereotype, shrimp on the barbie.
No, we don't say shrimp. We say prawns. So like when you hang on.
That's the next one.
Prawn. So we say prawns. And so like, I think there's a Dukes of Hazzard where he's like, put another shrimp on a barbie. So now everyone thinks we say shrimp. No, we say prawns. So, yeah, no, prawn. I mean, it looks like a prawn too. Thongs.
No, those are flip-flops, but we'll keep
Thongs.
going.
Budgie smugglers.
I remember.
I got a pair of them and I was going to wear them on the weekend, but I forgot to.
Yeah, we talked about I Hate Winter, and
I'll bring them out, don't worry. They'll be bright
all right.
pink. Water. What? Fanny pack?
Oh, okay. He says that.
Wow, what did you think I say?
What did we looked it up? It was
Bum bag. We say bum bag as well.
Oh, okay.
But that's like for like I don't know, we call them lads, but like gangsters, thugs.
Oh, okay.
Like they wear them across their thing. You're like, yeah, what's up, bum bag?
Oh.
Yeah, but like, no, that's a little fanny pack. I don't wear
Okay.
a fanny pack. Tomato. What am I looking at here? There's about 100 things in that photo. Footpath? Concrete. Cement?
No. Footpath was.
Footpath.
We say sidewalk.
Weirdos. It's for your feet.
Yeah. So Tom, thank you for coming on. It's a great way to finish off. Mila, come here. Come here. Hi, come here. Mila, thank you for joining too. We appreciate you. So Tom, we appreciate it.
Anytime. Happy to help out.
Can't wait to expand on this.
Anytime. Thank you.